male midwife, so I have a male midwife in my trust as well.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, we
In
have.
the UK?
Yes, in the UK.
Wow.
We work in the same wards. Yeah.
Is he a local or from overseas?
No, he's from my country. He's from
He's
Nigeria.
from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Then I think I would have to go and then study midwifery.
I've
Because
been that.
it's hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Hello guys.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel.
You compare things. Okay.
So normally just get content about migration to the UK as a nurse, midwife, care assistant. And today I am having one of the best YouTubers who film and give content about migration to
Manuel.
the UK on my channel. So let's welcome my colleague Joy. She's also a midwife in the UK, and she's from Nigeria, right?
Yeah. So nice to be here. My name is Joy Gonoji and I'm a midwife, like he said. I'm working in the UK and I've been here for a year, like just senior to him by 3 months. So yeah. I'm a registered nurse, I'm a registered midwife, but I'm practicing as a midwife in the UK because you can't do both of them at the same time here. You have to choose a niche. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so even before we begin, there is this perception, especially I actually didn't know that midwives could come to the UK until you told me you're a midwife. And I said, like, how?
Yeah,
Because I
that
had
thing.
colleague midwives who had to do their CBT in nursing and stuff to come to the UK
Yeah,
as nurses
yeah,
instead of
yeah.
coming as midwives. So maybe give us a brief how you were able to find a way to become a midwife in the UK.
Yeah. So this information, I heard it during my time as well. And I didn't even know that a midwife could come and work in the UK up until I was almost writing my nursing council for registered nursing, like to get my
Okay.
results. Because I had to go back to school to get my RON because I wanted to apply to the UK with a nursing certificate because I
Oh,
felt, they can't employ midwives. It's only nursing that is no one. Because in my country, Nigeria especially, midwifery is not something that is so common. Like a midwife can be seen as a nurse and is
okay.
always seen as a nurse.
Okay.
There's no special like specifically saying, okay, I want to employ a midwife or this hospital is currently employing midwives in my country.
Okay.
It's just seen as nursing everywhere. So we that are midwives, we used to work as nurses. That was why I also had this notion that okay, every other country is like that. Midwifery is not that recognized. Midwifery is like nursing. You have to get your nursing, you have to get both of them to be able to actually practice and practice well. So that was why I went back to school to get my post basic in nursing. And during the process of getting that, I was like sitting for my final exams, the nursing and midwifery council exams. I was preparing for that when a friend
Okay.
told me that UK are also recruiting midwives that I can apply with my midwifery, and I was like, wow, like that's really amazing. I would have done that
Yeah.
since even I didn't have to go back to school again. I'd
School
have
and stuff.
just
Yeah.
gone directly and all that. But I just had to complete my nursing, get my nursing certificate, get my license, and come along. It was the same month that I finished my exams and all the rest and everything, dropped my pen that I came to the UK because I was doing both at the same time.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was really a little bit frustrating, but
Yeah.
you still put in the hard work, yes.
Yeah.
So all the midwives just know that UK recruits midwife in the NHS, and then we have an example right here. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop her link to her channel. So if you're a midwife or a nurse, or if you want any information about UK immigration, that's very all right. So although UK is recruiting midwives and stuff, but I feel, is it really difficult to get a job, a tier two sponsor job as a midwife and come to the UK as compared to the Nice, because I've seen a lot of midwives who are applying to become midwives in the UK, and they are really like giving a lot of complaints that it's difficult. They are not even seeing adverts for midwives and those kind. Like, how did you do it within a short period of time?
There is adverts, there are always jobs for midwives. In fact, if I want to vote, I would say there are more jobs for midwives than for nurses, because a lot of
Really?
people don't know about the midwifery route. Most people
Okay.
know about the nursing, so
Okay.
everybody's going to the nursing. You understand? Everybody's going to the
Yeah.
nursing. People are leaving the midwifery jobs like
Yeah.
behind, and it's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
NHS. NHS is these things. When you are a midwife, you're a midwife in the NHS. NHS, like the labor ward, they need midwives as well. You understand? But they are not getting a lot of applications because people are not aware that they are employing. So there are
Okay.
jobs. Jobs are just there. They are on tracks. They are on Indeed. They are on they're everywhere. Like you
Oh,
just go
okay.
there, put in the right keywords, job, midwife, ROM. You get it. It's just there.
Okay. Okay.
Just there.
Okay. So those who are looking for midwifery jobs, as she said, you go to track jobs. Indeed, just put
Mm-hmm.
in the right keywords: midwifery or
Yeah.
international midwife,
Midwife. You get it.
international registered midwife, and those overseas midwife, and you would get
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
midwifery jobs. Yes.
Preceptor midwife, like those kind
Okay.
of keywords. Preceptor
Keyword.
midwife, registered midwife, midwifery, ROM, international midwife, overseas midwife, band 5 midwife. Like
Okay.
keywords like that, you get your jobs, like thousands, and there are jobs there.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So go and apply for such those jobs, and then you get your sponsorship, your COS, and all those
Yeah.
stuff within the shortest possible time.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much for that information. Just as you said, you are a registered nurse and you are a registered midwife. That's
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, so in Nigeria, we do what we call double qualification. Like you have to get your midwifery, get your nursing. That gives you a higher pay in my country, home country, Nigeria. So that was why I had to get both midwifery and nursing, because
Oh,
if you're working with both of them, it gives you a higher pay. So, but in UK here, you have to do one at a time. You can't use the two to be working. You have to
yeah,
choose one.
yeah.
So
I think it's same in Ghana. You can't do both at a time.
really, in
Yeah.
Nigeria, you do both too. You do
Oh,
both. In fact, you do three, you do four, you do five. If you
it's more
you
like
have master,
that.
have this one, you use it, and it's just like
Oh, that's good. At least it gives you a lot of like certificates and then
yeah,
experience with work and
yeah,
all those stuff.
yeah,
All right. So as you said, you've been in the UK for 1 year. So
yeah,
meaning when you started applying to come to the UK, there was this red listing with the Nigeria and then Ghana and other
yeah,
African countries.
yeah.
Yeah. So like how is the process like becoming a midwife in the UK? Like amidst this red listing, how is the process still like becoming a midwife?
Yeah. During the process of the time I was applying, the red list was already there long before that. Like the
Okay.
red listing was there long before that. We started seeing it when we were applying, of course, social media,
Yeah,
like when you
yeah.
start doing something that is related to like things will start coming up, information start coming up, and we started seeing the red list and we're getting scared, like, okay, this thing is going to stop us. We might not be able to, achieve our dreams and all
Sure.
that. But um other colleagues as well told us that, like other colleagues that were already in the UK told us that this thing has been on even before they started applying, so that we should just ignore it and apply anyways. The only hitch that the red listing is, placing on our applications is that agencies can no longer, take us. That's the only
Mm.
difference. Like agencies can no longer recruit directly from our country or the red
Okay.
listed countries. So you have to apply directly to the trust. You understand? You
Okay.
have to apply directly to the hospitals, the care homes that you intend working in. And do your applications directly. You can't go through an agency again because they don't want to take from our countries again, as they assume is a red list country. That's the
Okay.
difference. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's basically the same, like similar way. Just there's no big difference.
No
Yes.
difference. No
Just
difference.
it's a little much difficult now than it used to be previous, like 3 or 4
Yes,
years
because
ago.
agencies just come, they pack a lot of nurses, so you do little to nothing, like you do
Yeah.
basically nothing to get
Yeah.
just submit your things. But now you have to do the work yourself. Like you're
Yeah.
not being spoon-fed again. You have to do
Yeah.
it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think even before I came, before I started the IELTS kind of thing, the one who introduced me told me that, oh, the moment you are done with IELTS, at most 1 month, 2 months, and you are in the UK. Wow. And then when I got my CBT and everything, and I realized there is this red list.
It's a lie. Oh.
Oh my
It's
God,
a lie.
it's not easy. So
It's
if
not.
if you are still applying for jobs to come to the UK, whether a midwife or a nurse or anything, just know that the red listing has been there since
It's
2020,
been there and it will
and
continue
we've
to
all
be there
been through it, and it will always be there.
until
There's
our government decide to do something about it.
And
It
they
will
are
be
not ready to do it as well. So let's just brace ourselves and then put in the work, because now
yeah,
you will not be spoon fed, as she said.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So how long did it take you, moving from Nigeria to the UK?
Yeah. So like I said, I was in school then. So I started my application like 2021, June 2021
Okay.
to be precise. That was when I took my IELTS. So I was in
Mhm.
the uni then. I was in the university trying to get my BSc nursing. And then a friend told me, like I said, so I started the process immediately. I got the information. That
Oh,
was June
wow.
2021. And it took me roughly a year. So I had to switch
Okay.
from that university to a school of nursing to get my post
Okay.
basic so that I could, fast forward the process, get my nursing in 1 year and 6 months, and come to the UK as well. So I was doing my exams, doing this, doing my job application, doing CBT, doing everything. I'm a multitasker normally, so
Wow. Wow.
I can't do without multitasking. I
Yeah.
feel frustrated when I'm not multitasking. So that was what made it a bit easier for me. Otherwise, it would have been so much to deal with, having
Wow.
3 schools and exams and all that. So roughly 1 year, roughly one
Wow.
year, because
That's
June
very good.
2021 to May 2022. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, so it's very good of you being a multitasker. I wish, because even doing one thing at a time, I'm always absent-minded. So now let's switch from the transition. Now you are in the UK as a registered midwife. Maybe someone would want to know, like, how is it like being a midwife in Ghana, in Nigeria, sorry,
Okay.
the differences or the similarities between being a
Yeah.
midwife in both countries.
Yeah. So I don't know how it is in Ghana, but in Nigeria, my country, like I was working in the health center at some point. So in my country, Nigeria, we don't. So for instance, um examining ladies na examination and all the rest, we just do it whenever we feel like we need to do it. Whereas when I came to the UK, I found out that all these things are regulated, like they are given times. You have to do examinations every 4 hours, or like you can't just keep doing things, like you can't just keep, like you have to follow protocols. But back
Okay.
home in my country, you are an independent midwife and you just do what you want to do. You just do what
Mm.
you feel like doing. You just do what you feel, your skills say you should do just to make this woman
Yeah.
better. But that's not the same thing here. You follow rules, you follow guidelines, hospital guidelines, and you do according to what they say you should do. You are a midwife, fine. There are times you're going to, apply your midwifery skills, your
Yeah.
intellect, and
Yeah.
say, okay, this is what I should do. But then majorly you have to follow the hospital guidelines. And
Oh, I
that was one big change I actually realized, I noticed. And then the issue of informed consent as well. Like it's not
see.
so much done like that in Nigeria, that, before doing anything, absolutely anything, you have to say, are you okay for me to do it, this lady?
Yeah.
Like, are you happy for me to do this? Is this okay if I do this? Like, if they say no, don't do it. If they say yes, you do it. But Nigeria, you just, madam, I want to check your baby. Madam, I want to palpate your abdomen. The woman will say, okay.
You
They,
have
they,
to
they
do that.
trust you, like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But if you can't do that here in the UK, it's like a crime. You can't do it. So
Oh,
that's a very, very big issue. And that was a difference I also, noticed. and
Oh,
so many other things like that. And the issue of one-on-one care, like when a lady is in labor, like you have to be with her one-on-one, taking care of her, making sure she's okay up until the time the baby is delivered or when your shift ends. So that's one thing I noticed is being done here. But back home in Nigeria, you're the midwife in charge of the labor ward. Fine, there are other midwives. There might be other midwife, but mostly is you only, and you have like two ladies, three ladies in labor. Although they are in different stages of labor at that point, but you're just overseeing all of them. You do have support workers, the cleaners, and all of that, assisting you with all those basic things. But you're overseeing all of them. If, for instance, the two of them put to bed at the same time, or they are near delivering at the same time, then you have to call for help at that point. But then
okay.
you're just seeing everybody at the same time. So that was how I was, doing my practice then. And also doing the nursing and midwifery practice together, like being a nurse and a midwife at the same time. Like I'm working in the hospital. I was working in two places, the health center and the hospital. So
Okay.
I do finish one shift, go to the next. So the hospital I was working, I was being a nurse and a midwife at the same time. Say if for instance a person comes for wounds dressing and all of that, the nursing duties I do
Do
them. A woman comes that is in labor, I take the delivery. You understand?
that.
So there was no distinction. Like it wasn't this thing.
Really?
Yes, yes. So that was a very major, like, big difference that I noticed.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
other things like that, but those ones were very, very, yeah.
So, like, what would be some of the major challenges that you find here, like in the midwifery? The major challenges.
Mm. One of them is, the long hours of working, 12-hour shifts and all that. We're not used to that. You would attest
Oh,
to the fact that we're not used to that.
it's not
So
easy.
it's a whole new change. Yeah, it's a whole new change, which I'm, still adapting to. Of course, I'm, getting used to it more by the day. And if I'm told to go back and start working 8 hours, now even there are sometimes I work early shift or late shift, like short shift like that, and I feel somehow like I don't feel complete because I'm not used to the 12 hours thing.
The 12-hour
So
shift, yes.
yeah, so that's one
Yeah,
one
that's
of the
true.
challenges as well. And
Mm.
the other thing is guidelines. Like you have guidelines anyways, the guidelines are there to direct you on what to do, but there are some things you feel like, okay, like for instance, I actually want to check this woman now, and I need
Mhm.
to check. I don't know if she's okay. Yeah, you discuss these things with your coordinator, like the senior midwives on shift, and that's the importance of having them on ground. Like, okay, I know the guidelines say we should check every 4 hours, but yeah, baby needs to come and I feel like I need to check. Just, using your midwifery,
Yeah.
like what I should do at
Experience.
this point. You have to, yeah, it's kind of difficult finding that balance, like between
Okay.
following the rules on ground and actually doing something
Doing
to
what
help the
you,
mom. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. And then if you don't do it the right way, although you are helping, but you can
Yeah.
be in trouble, yes. And that's,
It's,
yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk about the midwifery Osces. Like, how is it like? Do you get mothers coming to labor, then you deliver them, or like how is it done? The Osces for the midwifery, like
Nah,
a brief
we
idea
have
about
Mrs.
it.
Jones. We have Mrs. Jones. We have Mrs. Jones. We have a dummy. We use dummies.
Oh,
I don't know at what stage they changed it because I heard then that before they used to have, like actual humans, like
okay,
um, yeah, like actors coming into actors. They are not actually pregnant. They are just coming to actors, pregnant women and all that for our
okay,
hospital. But it wasn't like that when I did mine. They used dummies, and it was because of the fact that it's COVID. But it's still being done now. It has not stopped. They are still
okay.
using, dummies like Mrs. Jones and all that to
Yeah,
actually practice it. I think it's going
yeah,
to continue for the next few years or something because
yeah.
it's kind of safer. Yeah.
So is it really difficult, the midwifery Osces? Is it like very
Mm,
difficult? Or it's
mm.
normal?
I think it's the same thing. You just have to follow the checklist that's given to you.
Okay, yes,
Follow
yes.
checklist and you're good to go.
Okay,
It's
all
just the
right.
same thing. It's like garbage in, garbage out. What they give you, give it to them back.
Yes,
You're
and you are good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's okay. All right. So finally, the major part. Like, how is the
I know
payment
what you're
structure
going to say. I
like?
know what you're going
How
to
is
say.
the money like? Does it really pay that much as compared to back home, like earning here and then earning in Nigeria, if you compare both?
When someone mentioned major part, I just know that is money that they are coming to. Well, yeah, the pay is, comparing it to Nigeria, is obviously bigger, obviously bigger and better, because you're in Nigeria, you're working as a double qualified, like working both things, like I said, nurse and
Yeah.
midwife, and you're being paid peanuts at the end of the month,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing to write home about. But at least here you're being paid per hour, and what you work is actually what you get paid.
What you
So
get. Yeah.
yeah, you're being remunerated way, if I'm speaking English correctly. And what's it called? Yeah, so that's one thing also. In the issue of getting promotion easily, like getting to move from one band to the other, band 5 to band 6 to band 7, you get promotions and all of that. You apply for some of them, but some just come to you and you just have to
Oh,
find some. Yeah.
that's good. I think
Yeah.
at some point I would switch to the NHS to like have a feel of how the NHS,
You're
but not now,
welcome,
maybe
Elisa. We
5 years
need we need
time.
we need more people, so you guys are welcome.
All right. Okay, so is there anything that you would want to tell the nurses, midwives in Africa who are trying to come
Okay.
to the UK? So they
Yeah, so there is something you didn't ask me, which I'll just say, which is
okay,
the application process for midwives is the same
okay,
as nurses. Some people might not know, they are feeling like, okay, how do I apply as midwife? It's the same process from A to Z. So
okay,
the only thing you're changing is, you're, instead of writing CBT for nurses, you're writing CBT for midwives. Instead of writing
okay,
OSCE for nurses, you're writing OSCE for midwives. And you have to read different materials for that. But every other
okay,
thing otherwise, like IELTS, everything, job application, the place you get to apply for jobs, they are all the same thing. Because I get a lot of these questions like this on my DMs, like daily on my Facebook and all that, asking me, I want to apply as a midwife. I'm a midwife, I don't know how to
yeah,
do it. And the
yeah,
process for nurses are there. So some people don't understand the difference. It's just the same thing. From A to Z is the same. So
no
that's
difference.
that about that. And also, don't forget, like, don't have the notion that midwives are not being employed, or midwives are not, they are not recognized. Midwives are professionals and they are recognized everywhere around the world. You're a
Yeah,
midwife, you're a proud professional, and I want to know
yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
are you are amazing.
yeah.
Midwives are amazing, and midwives are
The- I sometimes I wish I was a midwife, I really
oh.
love.
We have male midwives, so I have a male midwife in my trust as well.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
really?
Yeah, we
In
have.
the UK?
Yes, in the UK.
Wow.
We work in the same wards. Yeah.
Is he a local or from
No,
overseas?
he's from my country. He's from
He's
Nigeria.
from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Also in Nigeria there are people who can oh,
Yes.
really? Wow.
Yes.
Well, then I think I would have to go and then study midwifery. Because it's
Avina.
it's
We
not
have
allowed in Ghana.
really.
Yeah, males cannot be midwives. There was a
Wow.
time they introduced that, but I think they stopped in less than a year or so. So yeah,
Really? That's
yeah,
that's weird. That's
yeah.
a
It's a
big
bit,
thing. Wow.
yeah.
Oh, I feel you
Well,
people's pain.
I would go to Nigeria and then get a degree in
Nigeria
midwifery.
amazing, and they are really respected as well. And
Oh wow.
hey guys, we've won a convert. Okay, so that's it though. Just keep up the faith, keep doing what you're doing, and you get there
Sure,
finally.
sure.
Always
All
say
right.
that.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for honoring my invitation and then coming
That's
on to
correct.
give us this great
Mhm.
information. So if you want more of these informations, please I will put a link to a channel
Okay.
in the description. Kindly subscribe, watch her videos, and then share them,
Mhm.
and then get proper and then very insightful content from her channel as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
All right. So
yeah.
Joy, thanks a lot, and
That's
then
all
I'll
right.
see you one. Are you in England?
I'm in, yeah, England, yeah.
Oh, good. I will be coming to England very soon, so I'll definitely come to see you.
Hooray.
All right, bye bye, and then see you
Take care.
later. All right.
Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel.
We compare things. Okay.